And welcome back, everyone. I'm pre-recording this for Wednesday because Wednesday is Valentine's Day, and I'll be spending the day with my lovely girlfriend. We're gonna go see a movie. We're gonna go watch Madam Web, the most romantic of movies, and then we're gonna have dinner and we're gonna have a nice day. But I want to have this pre-recorded so when I get home on Wednesday, I can just go click and upload it. And this is the last video of the What If Naruto Ate a Devil Fruit, the Kage Kage no Mi edition. So that is the last of it. This is going to be the last part of this particular What If. I will put up a poll. Honestly, I'll put up the poll when I'm done doing it. Like, I'll put up the poll. The poll will be up on Monday. And we'll decide what the next one will be next week, which will actually be the week of What If next week, if I got my schedule right. I actually got my schedule right here. Yeah, next week will be What If week. So, yeah. So that means I'll get 3 of the new one out pretty early on. But we are on the last part, and if you joined us for the last part, you know we have gone off the rails, my friends. We have gone completely off script. And screw it. Let's just go all. Look, we're pretty much going. I'm going to try to keep it still as grounded as I feel it can be. But we are going to basically go fanficky here. And you know what? Once in a while, I'm okay with doing that. I don't do it for the majority. I like to keep it, down to earth, as grounded to the story in this world as possible. But once in a while, let's go effing crazy. So we left off with the invasion of Pain failing. Pain was defeated by Naruto. He ultimately gave his life to give everyone back. Naruto converted him back. Great. Orochimaru and Deidara both went after Killer B. Now, they believe they succeeded, but Orochimaru would later find that the B they had was just the tentacle that B used to kind of escape. Deidara also lost his life in the process. And this left us with Orochimaru basically skewering tagging Zetsu. Both Zetsus. Now you're going to tell me, what was Pain up to? What was his ultimate goal, really? Actually, I should say, what was he? Actually, no, the best way you could put it is, what was little Obito's plan now? Because I could have seen Orochimaru, because we know he and Kabuto, because it wasn't just Kabuto, it was Orochimaru who had that DNA on call. We know both of them had Madara's DNA on call, so they knew Obito was not Madara. So it's entirely possible they knew he was Obito. Or at least maybe, well, actually, I can't remember if Kabuto knew he was Obito. All we know is he knew he wasn't Madara. And so we cut now back to where the statue is. Orochimaru joins back up there. And he's kind of been torturing Zetsu for information. And ultimately, he explains everything. Orochimaru is powerful enough that even Black Zetsu probably isn't going to be able to get away, and he can effectively torture him to a point where he has to give up the information. And then Orochimaru pretty much uses a jutsu to just wipe him out or seal him away or something like that. Because technically speaking, Black Zetsu lives so long as Kaguya lives. Now, that being said, we know apparently Kaguya was killed when the Chibaku Tensei sealed her up. That is confirmed. I believe she's dead, which means Black Zetsu's dead too. Technically speaking, Kaguya is dead from the get, but regardless. The will of Kaguya endure. No, but still, either way, he gets rid of Zetsu, or worse, siphons off Zetsu's chakra, the little bit of Otsutsuki chakra that Zetsu has, because not white Zetsu, but Black Zetsu, being basically a fragment of Kaguya, does have some Otsutsuki in him. Not much, but some. So he siphons it off. He's like, I see. If Sasuke really will be going after Itachi's eyes, then I must go after that. I'll need something more. And he's looking at the Geto statue like, that may just be the ticket. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do with this right now, especially without. And he stops and thinks, after getting all the information, like, I suppose it is time to report back to the Rain then, isn't it? And he goes to the Rain Village. And he leaves the chakra tentacle, he keeps the chakra tentacle sealed away. Meanwhile, you do still have Danzo vying for the position of Hokage. There's no reason why he still wouldn't. He's still in the position to vie for that position. So he's gunning for it, belittling the Third's views. Ultimately, the Kage Summit is called because A still is going to call that summit, and Danzo goes forth to the Kage Summit. Now, I'm going to summarize the Kage Summit because it's important, but not for the long-term storytelling of this part right here. Because the meeting really wouldn't go down any differently than it did before, including, was it Aoi? Aoi, I think his name is, doing the Byakugan to find that Danzo was putting the Genjutsu under him. And this would put a lot of distrust into the Leaf. Danzo still has to flee because now he's looked at as a traitor, and he's not dumb enough to take down all the Kage on his own. So they have to basically hightail it out of there pretty much. Orochimaru, meanwhile, is not attacking the Leaf, or not attacking the summit. In fact, he has no reason to attack the summit. But that's not to say he's not going to attack someone else. So first off, he shows up, Danzo, near the area where they were initially caught by Obito, and all of a sudden Danzo freezes. Hold up, stop. We're not alone. You think I don't know your signature, Orochimaru? You'll have to do better than that to hide from me. By the way, again, I always just point out that his dub voice doesn't sound right, Danzo, to me. He does sound too much like this. I always pictured him a bit more like this. Still old and rough, but with a deeper voice. Something like that is what I pictured. And Orochimaru is there, and he's all Orochimaru. All Orochimaru. Maori. All Orochimaru. It's like, Danzo, it's been a while, old friend. How have you been? I could say, you should know how I've been. You clearly were keeping tabs on the summit. Oh, here or there. I didn't want to interrupt. Nor would I be foolish enough to try to actually fight or manipulate Five Kage. To which he's basically jabbing the needle in. He's like, well, what do you want? You see, I've come into possession of something quite impressive, really. But unfortunately, I'm not quite at the point yet where I can implement its true capabilities. What I really want is a true, pure-blood Uchiha, Danzo. Got Sasuke's eyes. A Sharingan not hindered by a lack of bloodline. Which is why none of yours will do. But there's something else you can help me with. You see, in order for me to obtain what I want, I'm going to need a little bit of a boost, and I need more data. Fortunately, I believe I helped you on that. You want data you want the data, or I can't remember exactly. You did the procedure on me. Oh, that's true. It helped me with the procedure. That's true. I did, but unfortunately, I need to know exactly what has happened since those years and how well it's been integrated. So unfortunately, he just pulls out. So unfortunately, I'm going to need your body. You really think that I would let you take me so easily? Fu, Tonori. And they just go after Orochimaru, who just basically turns into like a shed, like a snake clone, basically. Snakes bite Fu. I believe Fu is the Yamanaka. Tonari, whatever. He's the Aburame. Bites him. The insects. I see. Such a dangerous skill, those Aburame. Unfortunately, that you can't save yourself from everything. And Tonari's starting to just what? It's like, yes, your insects are deadly if they touch someone's body. Unfortunately, that doesn't apply to the venom that the snake's fang still secretes. So, and so you're still feeling your effects. Quite hazy indeed. But there's a little bit more to it than that. And Fu tries to go in and say, no. And then Tonari whatever, comes in and just kind of bumps into it and says, you see, it gives me partial control over your limbic system. And that way I can kind of manipulate you like my own little puppet. A little trick I picked up from the sand, from a member of the sand village. As he's got chakra strings too, because he studied the sorcery and the puppetry, so it's like, yeah, I can do chakra things too. I also got my iron sand. Now, and so basically, Fu is pretty much screwed, and then Orochimaru just iron sands and just just kills him. Now then, Danzo, perhaps you'll be willing to come willingly. It's like, not likely, Orochimaru. It's like, I see. So, are you really going to attempt it then? And they basically go Orochimaru versus Danzo, and Danzo's trying Izanagi. It works, but he's not able to pin Orochimaru down for some reason. He summons the Baku. Orochimaru knows the weakness, so he just counters that with a fire attack. Basically, Orochimaru says it. I know why you wanted this at the first cells in you, as well as the Uchiha, but it doesn't work that way. The Rinnegan. You can't unlock it simply with Senju DNA and Uchiha. No, you need something more. You need the reincarnations themselves. You were close, Danzo. So close. You had half of it, but you're missing the other half. It's like, what are you talking about? The Ashra in Indra. They're reincarnated bodies in this timeline. You are missing them, Danzo, and that's why you'll never be more than a feeble old man grasping for power. All of a sudden, the sword just comes. I, on the other hand, shall live forever. And all of a sudden, there's another Orochimaru with a sword, and that Orochimaru turns hazy, and Danzo turns like he's only got so many Sharingan, unfortunately. And so Orochimaru ultimately does nab him, but he does the seal, seals his body, does the seal, seals his brain, destroys his Sharingan, seals away any secrets, or allegedly any secrets, like, oh, Danzo. And Orochimaru backs off and walks over. Danzo, you poor foolish man. You really thought that just by sealing away secrets, your chakra and everything like that, you're not giving me what I need. Oh, on the contrary. He just takes the body because he's still got all that Hashirama cells grafted into him, so no, unfortunately, Danzo didn't really do anything here. Meanwhile, in the village, life kind of goes the same, except the news that Danzo has been killed, the temporary Hokage, is troubling. Now, Tsunade does wake up, and they're dealing with this as it stands. Unfortunately, they do get a messenger bird, whatever you want to call it, from, honestly, the land of iron and the Kage summon as a whole, saying that yes, the leaf is no longer to be. We're no longer allying with the leaf. Sand is understandable that Danzo did not was speaking for the leaf, but he wasn't really. He was speaking for himself. Everyone's basically saying yes. We're demanding the presence of the one in charge beyond the Hokage for this transgression. And Tsunade does say, all right, I'm going. Shizune, you're coming with me. And she looks on and she's, Naruto, you're coming with me. It's like, what? And it's like, you're probably going to be a little better at this than you think. And I'm going to need some help. Plus, I'm only just woken up and I'm still groggy. And so another impromptu summit happens pretty quickly. All the while, Orochimaru is kind of doing his own thing. We'll get to exactly what that own thing is. But, Naruto is they get to the summit again. This time the land of iron's like, what happened? Not the land of iron. Tsunade explains like, what's the meaning is we were given information that Danzo had been killed. What's going on? And it's not all the Kage there. A is going off to find his brother. Mei, I think, is still there, and Gar is still there. But Tsuchikage is not there and doesn't care. And so Fu explains what happened. Tsunade just kind of like, Tsunade actually cracks the eyes like, that's just like, that slimy, traitorous little bastard. It's like, and Tsunade finally comes down. It's like, I give you my word, he does not speak for the leaf. The man apparently met his end a little while ago. We don't know how, we don't know where, but he's no longer leader, head of the leaf. He no longer speaks for us, nor will he ever again. So what has been decided about the Akatsuki? We've passed on. We most recently got some information, but apparently the Akatsuki is no more. And Naruto can kind of backs this up. Like, yeah, after I defeated their boss, and the only remaining one is Konan, but who currently is the head of I guess you'd call it the Ame Kage. currently the leader of the Rain. But she's sworn that but she's given me her word that there was nothing that's going to be coming from her. She's done. Um, and the report says that Datara met his end in the cloud. Correct? Is it? That's right. At least that's what Tsunade's saying. Well, then there's really no Akatsuki left. That's not quite true. One Akatsuki member made it away, and I'm sure you're aware of him. They started the picture. Orochimaru. Why is he still? That's right. He's still alive. But what is he doing? What is it? What does he want at this point? Naruto points out he wants the Sharingan, but he's not going to get it. Sasuke's gotten way too strong for him. He'd have to do something insane for him to be able to take on Sasuke right now. Either way, we're deciding to do a formal alliance. We have agreed to put the Kage in charge. We're not going to war per se, but we'd like to keep you. If Sasuke is his target, as well as the remaining 2 tail beasts, then we'd like to keep you. You 3 contained for the time being, or at least in what's the best way? Safe for a little while. Naruto's against this. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we can take care of it. Even so, it's not just the Sasuke that's in trouble. It's the strength of the villages and the threat that the tail beasts do still pose. And so Naruto's not liking this, but fine, whatever. And so cut to later them being on the Turtle Island. And basically Sasuke's like, I can't believe we have to do this. It's like, I know, it's so stupid. Hey, don't you worry, little buddies, we got this down. And so Naruto, in the meantime, does go for his Nine-Tail training and technically his Shikaku training. Granted, there's no actual seal with Shikaku. He's just bound by his shadow and the chakra within that. Still, Naruto eventually does meditate, have his conversation with the fox, but not before having his talk with his dad and his mom, and they duke it out. Long and short of it, Naruto would beat the fox, and he'd probably beat him a lot easier because in theory he can just take the fox's shadow within his own mindscape. But I'm not sure how that would work. Either way, it's still a tug of war. He's still got to take the control of the Kurama's chakra, which he does. And he also combines it with Shikaku's chakra. So he would gain his stage 1 Kyuubi cloak, but it would basically be like with also Shikaku's markings in there. And so, yeah, everything's good. They're practicing, and then the problem really shows up. And they can sense it. Like, it's almost like Ki, like, what the hell am I sensing? It's like, oh, Naruto, Sasuke, I must admit, I didn't expect to meet you like this again. And they look up, and he's standing in the sky with what was it, 6 chakra orbs, truth seeker orbs, a staff, his pale skin even paler and whiter, and 2 Rinnegan in his eye. Orochimaru has gone ham. So, backtracking real quick here. What did Orochimaru do exactly? Well, obviously, he went to go get Nagato's Rinnegan, because what he was ultimately told about the Geto statue, the 10 tails, and what he was ultimately planning, and he knew he needed at least some level of chakra from all the tail beasts. He knew we could get Ginkaku and Kinkaku, because he had that DNA on call. He has a little bit of the 8-tail chakra, so he actually technically has, and he has half of Shikaku. So he could technically do basically the pseudo Jinchuriki thing that Obito did. But he knows that to do this, the Rinnegan is going to be a necessity. And beyond that, so first off, he pretty much killed Konan. Like, even though Konan probably didn't even prepare for Obito or Orochimaru. She was theoretically prepared for Obito, but Obito was killed. So, and Orochimaru is arguably a lot more trickier than Obito is. So, yeah, he found the way to kill her. It wouldn't be that hard, really. I mean, she's difficult to kill, but for Orochimaru, with the amount of jutsu he has under his belt, and not to mention Iron Sand, all that, yeah, he would kill her. He takes the Rinnegan, but he knows that the reason he's not going to implant the eyes in him at this moment is a similar reason why he doesn't just go takes Kakashi or Danzo or any of the Rinnegan he had on any of the Sharingan he had available because he wanted a natural one. Similar to why he probably doesn't take a Hyuga usually because he'd need a natural Hyuga. Most of the natural Hyuga are main house Hyugas, main branch Hyugas, and then the other ones he wouldn't be able to take their bodies theoretically. But regardless, so that's why he needed Danzo, because that's what Danzo was probably ultimately trying to do, was unlock a Rinnegan and not understanding completely how it worked. And so now he was using basically Hashirama cells as well as some DNA from Madara, which he probably still had on call, kind of integrating that into him. Now he has the Rinnegan, and even though he still can't deactivate it, his goal isn't really to keep the Rinnegan per se. He's using it temporarily, and then he'll just take Sasuke's body when he's good and ready. But what he ultimately does, though, is he makes himself a pseudo 10 tails Jinchuriki to be able to get, I knew, and he just kind of floats down. It's good to see you boys again. The 8 tails. I thought you were able to escape us. But it doesn't matter. I still got exactly what I needed from you. And they're like, what the, and all the tail beasts like, what the hell, what the hell, what the hell. And so, yeah, they're like, what the hell is he though? And Naruto immediately goes into chakra. Sasuke's got Eternal Mangekyo activated. And he's like, oh, please, do we really need this? Honestly, I'm just here for Sasuke. You two don't even need to bother. Unless, of course, you want to willingly give me your power and make this form even better. Because, to be honest, Orochimaru's not going to give up being a Jinchuriki. I mean, he's realizing, holy crap, this level of power. Holy crap, nothing, let alone the 10 tails. And so Sasuke creates Susanoo. It's like, I'm sorry, Sasuke. I couldn't hear you. It just absorbs it because Neo Ninjutsu won't really work. It has to basically be like Sage Chakra, more or less. Sasuke's throwing everything he can. It's not working. And Naruto is trying to come in. Now, Naruto's speed is arguably better than Orochimaru's. Arguably. In fact, actually, his speed, when you combine it with his shadows, would be better because he can not just use that near instantaneous speed that he already has in One Tail Kurama Chakra mode, but he can also use his shadow. So he's starting to blitz Orochimaru, but Orochimaru is not stupid. It's like, oh no, and Naruto goes for his shadow only to find, but like his shadow won't cut. Was it? Naruto looks at him and he just grabs him. Oh, Naruto. It starts siphoning off the Fox Chakra with the Predapath. It's like, did you really think I wouldn't? I didn't see what you did to Kabuto. Did you really think I wouldn't take some precautions this time? You must be joking. And so, yeah, Naruto's getting his chakra siphoned off, only for Killer Bee to just come in and just fire off the sage mode, tail beast ball, which is something that Orochimaru does have to block. You're wasting your time. And he's just clashing into Sasuke. Like, I will have what I desire. You believe it, Sasuke. And Naruto's like, he goes into sage mode, and all of a sudden he's hearing the roar of the fox, just like, damn him. And him and Shikaka are both in agreement. Like, look, we'll give you extra chakra. Bring this SOB down. And so Naruto's like, fine, but I got one more trick to play. And he goes in, he's got a scroll, and he just, and out of the scroll come these puppets. Not corpses, per se, though they look like kind of like humans. But they are inanimate objects. And he basically does his last hurrah, and he looks at Shikaku. You finally want out? It's like, what? It's like, you finally want out, yes or no? It's like, of course I want out. And Naruto just looks at him, don't make me regret this. And as Orochimaru is finally it's like, your eyes. And he's like, he's about to basically paralyze Sasuke, and he'll basically what he'll do is keep him in a coma for a couple of years and then take his body. It's like, your eyes are mine, Sasuke. And all of a sudden, he's got the iron sand coming out. All of a sudden, though, the iron sand gets pulled away. It's like, what? Coming, and all of a sudden, he feels something behind him, and he blocks chakra scalpels. What? And all of a sudden, and he looks down and he sees multiple figures. Now, I've been trying to incorporate put the shadow in the corpse and give it the ability for a while, and this is the workaround Jiraiya and Naruto figured out. Basically, a lifeless body that wasn't alive or anything like that, that can host the spirit of the individual. And Shikaku's there, he's got like this humanoid form. Kurama's basically agreed to give Naruto his chakra, and he's like, I promise I'll save them all, don't worry. He's like, what? And he's like, he's got all the tail beats, right? They're all probably in there suffering. If I can get his shadow, I can take the chakra that's in there, and I can I can at least save them. I was like, why are you trying to save us? Why? It's not your, and Naruto's like, it's not your fault. None of this is your fault. Because over the years he's come to understand these guys a bit more. It's like they're beings. They're beings like anyone else. It's like this. It's not their fault that people viewed them as like dangerous. They're powerful, yes, but they're not monsters. They're just individuals. And the fox is just shocked by this. And it's like just grins like, shut up. Just take it. And Naruto and Sasuke basically use Sage mode, Kurama mode. They clash with Orochimaru. Meanwhile, using magnet release, Shikaku kind of binds them temporarily. And Naruto kind of and this gives Naruto the opportunity. Just, yeah, I told you, you won't be taking my shadow. I was like, what? As long as and he just suddenly loses concentration as he feels himself being warped. And the Obito clone is there behind him. It's like, doesn't say anything, just, no, I will not go. I will. And he's just trying to fight it. Unfortunately, this causes his focus to crash. And Naruto finally just, like, no. And Naruto finally just takes out the shadow. And Orochimaru is struggling, like because he's so powerful. It's like he's even fighting the burns. He's even staying conscious. And because it's Orochimaru's shadow, but it's tied to portions of Orochimaru himself. I imagine like a chunk of all of like the tail base chakras in there as well. So like you see these manifestations of the tail base, and I was like, what the heck? And they're all like, what happened here? Just shut up. We need to take the rest of it. We need to help the brat. If you guys want to be free, we need to do this. And it's like, I don't want to listen to it. Like, and Naruto is like, look, I swear to you, I give you my word. I will save you all and I'll set you free. And so, like they don't have much of a choice. They were in there at first. Now they're back. So it's like, screw it. All right, just do it. And they all give him his chakra, and they're all that briefly turns him into a 10-tailed pseudo Jinchuriki. His form is going to bring brief. Yeah, he's going to get some Sage chakra, which just as he does it, causes Hageromo to show up. It's like, do we have time for this? Don't worry, time stops temporarily. And he explains to Naruto what's going on and the choices he's got to make, the choices he's made that led here. And Naruto's like, look, we don't have time for this. I got to go stop him and save them. And Hageromo just smiles like, that's a good answer. And he gets his Sage bump. And so Naruto does get his Six Sage mode. He goes, and he probably just rips out all the chakra of from Orochimaru, like between like sealing, chakra absorption techniques, Sasuke and Killer Bee, they literally rip pretty much all of Orochimaru's remaining soul, all the remaining tail beast chakra goes into Naruto, and Orochimaru falls down as a husk and just burns away, just like he's still somehow screaming in agony, bastard. And so the day is saved. They're all taking a moment to like reel over what's happened. Naruto returns the shadows, and there's a moment of them looking at this godlike Naruto, only for Naruto to basically just say, yep, no, I'm keeping my word, and just releases them. Now, that being said, this also destroys the Rinnegan. There is no Rinnegan anymore. Sasuke, I think, during that fight also probably gets a visit from Hageromo, but it's neither here nor there. And so that is the end of Orochimaru, and to a greater degree, kind of the end to the story. Now, to sum up like the loose ends we got here, obviously the pairings would probably be the same regardless. It doesn't really matter there. But, yeah, the pairings really were not important for this particular what if. but the state of the shinobi world as a whole, because they came together in the war, but they didn't come together here. They did agree to certain things, but they didn't come together. I think that there's a less stable piece going on. Killer Bee goes back to A. They kind of clarify what went on. Everyone's kind of shocked and amazed, but so better treaties are made down the road. But that is pretty much the end of this particular What If series. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going to put up a poll for the next one. We'll start it on Monday. Until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.